On today's show, please welcome the current Connecticut Wrestling Federation Platinum Champion, also from Intense Wrestling Alliance, and a whole bunch of other wrestling promotions. Please welcome the Cardinal, Nick Thompson.
Hey, if you don't know who I am, you're either dumb, stupid, living under a rock, or probably and most likely in your mom's basement with no internet connection. I am the Cardinal Nick Thompson, and I am on the Mike Rand show. We're going to be asking a bunch of questions, getting to know me better, and it's all big tweet energy. So let's get started. Tweet!
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mike Rand Show. And today's special guest is the CWF Platinum Champion. And he's from other wrestling promotions, such as Intense Wrestling Alliance and other places. Please welcome the Cardinal, Nick Thompson.
Hey, I need to get a tweet out of you, Mike. Say it. Tweet! Tweet! Yes!
How's it going?
I'm doing great, man. I'm living, I'm chilling, I'm doing great. I'm blessed to be on this show. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us here today. And
Thank
the first thing I want to know, Nick, is tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how you got started in wrestling.
Yeah, of course. I am, I'm 27. I figure I just let you know the whole entire thing. I'm from Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Got into wrestling when I was in middle school. I had a friend of mine. I went over his house, and I remember he was playing like one of those like SmackDown versus Raw games, and I was scared because I saw like Triple H or Umaga come up on the screen, and I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's gonna haunt me in my nightmares." And then I saw that my friend had the action figures and stuff, and I was like, just scrolling through the channels one day on TV after that, and I remember like I stumbled upon John Cena, and I was like, "Oh wait, this is what my friend was watching." And then since then, I just started. That was like 2009, like late 2009. I know like Umaga passed by then. I think he was playing an old video game in 2009, but still, that kind of got the ball rolling with everything. And then I started watching, John Cena, Sheamus. That was the first rivalry. And it was crazy, but I've been hooked ever since then.
Awesome. And so, who trained you and where did you train?
So I've been trained at like a lot of different places. So I'll just kind of go through it all. Back in like 2015, I was trained by like the Independent Wrestling Federation. I did like a 3-day youth clinic, and I count that as training because that was like the first time I ever stepped into a ring. And then from like late 2017 to like mid 2018, I was trying to go to college and I was going to East Coast Pro Wrestling. And then I just realized that maybe I should focus a little bit more on college at that point. So I stepped away. Then in 2020, I went back to the Independent Wrestling Federation, got trained there from like January to November of 2020, had my first match, and then Spartan Championship Wrestling from April 2021 to like June 2022. That school was like my home. I mean, I still will go like to other places now. Like I've been to Wrestle Pro, I've been to Coliseum Gym in Queens. I try to go anywhere and everywhere to try and like learn different styles and learn different things. So yeah.
Now, you call yourself the Cardinal. So, tell us
Yeah.
how and why the Cardinal.
Okay, so a lot of people ask me why I chose the Cardinal. Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, mascot's the Cardinal. I got to represent the hometown. It kind of, I like to think of it as like I'm taking them wherever I go. It could be any different state I go to. I still have my hometown, even though they're not like physically there. But also, I'm very close to my grandparents, like my grandma, because my grandfather passed. But my grandma, she's like my rock. Her favorite bird's a cardinal. So again, representing the family, and also they said that when somebody passes, it could be someone who you loved showing back up as a Cardinal. So I like to think of it as my grandfather coming back. He was a big he played a big role in my life in my childhood. So I like to think of that as he's with me. And yeah, so anywhere I go, it's always hometown and family that's with me. And even though I might act like a jerk, sometimes in the ring, it's all sentimental at heart.
I've got some cardinals in my yard that, I feed the birds out there. The cardinals come. I've got blue jays. I've got woodpeckers,
Oh,
sparrows. Like I've got chickadees. I've got all different birds. It's crazy how many birds I got in my yard.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Some people were trying to tell me I should be like a blue jay, and I'm like, nah, it's not the same. Not this. I'm not like picking random birds. I'm picking like a sentimental bird to me. So
Yeah.
it's just,
Now, typically, are you a heel or are you a baby face? And which one do you prefer?
so I was trained. Sorry about my dogs. I told you. um, I was trained as a bad guy. And then so I was trained as a heel. And then I actually started becoming a babyface at places. But now I'm back to being a heel at a lot of places. So it kind of like spirals here and there. But for the most part, I'm a heel. And I prefer to be a heel because I just love rallying people up in the crowd. I had some lady, I had some guy on the ropes, and this lady came up. She started hitting me. She grabbed my leg, pulled me off. This is just a random fan. So I mean, I live for that kind of stuff. When someone's like upset with me in the crowd, like I try and like push them over the edge, but not like too much. But like I live for that kind of stuff because then I know I'm doing my job.
Yep. And what is your signature style of wrestling in the ring? Do you have like a signature style that you use?
So that's actually a pretty good question. My style's kind of hard. It's more ground based, but I also do like high flying in a sense because the Cardinal. So like for the most part, I will do ground based stuff like spine buster, sidewalk slam, suplex. Maybe a crossbody from the top rope. That'll be like a flying thing, or a crossbody off the apron. That'll be another flying thing. My finisher is a frog splash. So I, I call it the bird's eye view. So it's pretty cool, but I also do like an RKO. So it's a mix of everything. So, but yeah,
Okay, yeah, because I was going to ask you what was your finisher as well. So it's a frog splash.
yeah, it's a frog splash. But I also I try to add a lot of things in, like with Cardinal. So, like, I'll call that one the bird's eye view. The RKO is the Cardinal cutter. I do like this moderation of like the people's elbow kind of, but it's like a splash. I call it the tweet tweet splash. And then I hit the ropes and give the guy a little splash. So like little things like that. I punch some guy repeatedly and say tweet every time. Trying to get it, people to know it more, tweet everything.
Oh, what's your favorite move? Is there anyone that's your favorite?
Ooh, I have two. Two of them are my favorite. It used to be the Cardinal cutter, but like now I kind of do that, like whatever. But my spine buster, I love hitting my spine buster. If I can't, like if I'm losing a match and like I can only hit one thing, I'm always pitching spine buster. I want to hit my spine buster. And then the second move is a fall away slam. I love it when I get to if the guy's going for like a cross body and I catch him, I always do like little curls, like as if I went to the gym, and then I throw them over. Those two, I don't know. I think it's just become a part of like showing my strength and showing the different things I can do in the ring, and I feel like those two moves stand out a lot. So
Yep. And currently, you are the CTW Federation Platinum Champion.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you want to know what's funny? The Connecticut Wrestling Federation, they honestly, I'm super blessed. I honestly, what I do every time in around this time of year, I'll reach out to promotions and I'll just give them a resume and just, this is why I think I'm beneficial. Here's some matches to watch. Here's a promo. Here's my rate. Please get back to me whenever you can. And I got super blessed. They were Connecticut Extreme Wrestling. They switched to Connecticut Wrestling Federation. And Shay Slater, he's the owner, and also Sarah over there too. And they are both like they know what they want to put out. They're very down to earth with me. They gave me a chance when nobody else in Connecticut did. They saw me. They wanted to pay me. They wanted to give me a place to perform. And at first I started off as a baby face there, but I'm so used to being a heel that when they wanted me to turn heel, I think it kind of shocked them a little bit, like how good I could kind of do it. But yeah, I can't say enough nice things about them. That whole roster is talented. I've been in the ring with Stevie Legend. I don't know if you know who that is, but Stevie Legend, Fly Nine Noriega, like we just tore it down the last show that they had. Nate Nastic, I've been in the ring with him, and it's just like every time I'm in there, I'm very excited to be there. They're like my other family, and like again, I just feel super blessed that I got put in a situation where you know Shay believes in me and sees something in me that he wants to give me that chance to run with his title. So yeah, I can't say enough nice things about them. They truly mean a lot to me. So it's pretty cool.
And I did happen to see that you won your last match, but it was by disqualification, though. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Is there going to be a rematch there?
Listen. I had to do what I had to do to keep my title. I was a little threatened by Fly Knight. I won with a low blow. He was going for a curb stomp. I low blowed him. I actually lost. I'm sorry. I lost by DQ, but I kept the title, so it's a win to me. But I got my manager, the Don, next to me, and we're tearing it down together, us two. But it seems like Fly still wants a piece of the Cardinal, and I think it's in the works. We keep going back and forth. He keeps calling me Big Beak Nick, and I listen. I can't control if I got a big nose, but like that's not why I chose the Cardinal. And now this guy's making fun of my features. So now I got to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think there is another match on the horizon. So
Okay, good. Now
yeah.
you've had some other championships. Let's talk about them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Spartan Championship Wrestling. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's my home promotion where pretty much after I left IWF in 2020, Spartan was the place to be, and I was blessed to be sorry, I was blessed to be their first world heavyweight champion, and yeah, they gave me I can't say enough nice things about them either. They gave me a platform, they gave me everything that I wanted as a kid, and to be seen as someone who could be their first world champion. Super blessed by that. And yeah, I mean, again, the talent in that locker room. I mean, now we have even better talent because we've all evolved. Like all the students, we've all evolved. So like we just keep getting better and better and better. So I know we're at like our peaks, like we're at our prime, and you bring in some talent from you get like your KC Navarro from TNA, your Corey Dillingers from New Jersey. I don't know if you know who these guys are, but and then you get like some of these other guys like Brian Matthews, Adam Lockwood, Juan Hernandez, all from Jersey. Just these local guys, Sean Donovan, Danny Moff. You get all these guys, and you put them in the ring. Gabe Baez too, and you're gonna get your money's worth. So that promotion means a lot to me. It's very near and dear to me. So anytime they have a show, I pretty much drop everything, and I'm like, all right, I'm there because you're home. So
And you also won the Azteca de Lucha
Yeah,
Libre War Championship. So
that's the
tell us
title
about
I
that.
have right here. It's right here. Wait, can you see it? No, maybe not. It's right here. Yeah, yeah. I won this title. Um, I've had it for 3 years. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if the promotion is still going to be running, but just I won it in New York as a heel. Place hated me because I was a kid from Jersey and I was crapping on the Yankees, even though I am a Yankees fan. But they just got eliminated from the playoffs or something when I won it, so I was, dissing myself too. Um, but yeah, I defended this like once or twice, but it's still like it still means something to me that like someone had the faith in me to help bring their promotion up. And every day I look at this title and I just, it kind of reminds me that I'm kind of on the right track. And yeah, I hope they come back. So I want to keep defending that title. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty surreal.
And you also won the IWA Intensity Division Championship as well.
Yeah. So that one, Spartan's on the verge of, I think, running back up, but in their absence, I've pretty much geared towards Intense Wrestling Alliance, and that's like my home now. Like Spartan and IWA are my two homes. Um, Frank has done so much for me. He's the owner, done so much for me. We had this month is National Diabetes Month, like juvenile diabetes, type 1 diabetes, and any like type 2. And I have a sister who suffers with type 1. She was diagnosed when she was 2.5. And I wanted to raise awareness about it. And I made like a custom Cardinal shirt with like the blue sneaker for diabetes, because blue, the national diabetes color. And we made this whole entire thing, and I was so stressed about trying to get these shirts made. And Frank came up to me and he was, we got to talking, and he made me those shirts. And I'm forever grateful for that. Like I will never ever forget that. That just shows the kind of person he is. He will do anything for anybody. When I won the IWA Intensity Division Championship, he told me I earned it, and that was like the first time a promoter ever told me, like, yeah, like you earned this, like soak it in, like you deserve this. And even when I lost it to my friend Brian Matthews, and when I lost it as a heel, the place the place was literally, I can show you a clip. He won the title, and all 4 rows deep on all sides were standing up, banging on the ring mat because he won. And the first thing Frank told me in back, because I told him, thank you so much for giving me this chance to show myself and for believing in me like how you have. And first thing he said to me was, I needed a heel like that to get him over. And he was over. My friend was over. I don't want to take anything away from him, but he said to get him to have that reaction, I needed a heel. And he said, you were that guy. So I know since I've stepped foot in IWA, that man, Frank, has believed in me, and I will never, ever forget that. And that's why I consider him, he's pretty much like my wrestling dad now. So, like, anything I have, I talk to him. We have a lot more in common than a lot of people think we do. And yeah, I love him to death. So I can't say enough nice things about him or that place or the opportunity that I got with that title.
Now, what rivalries have you had over the years in these wrestling
Oof.
promotions? Is there anybody who's been your rival?
So, Brian Matthews, Brian, the one who I was just talking about with the title, Brian Matthews. We had like I was in a match with him for this title where I beat him. We were in a triple threat match. I was in a match for the intensity title with him like 2 or 3 times, and then he won it back. We keep going back and forth, him and I. He tried to go bird watching in a park, trying to find me, and I made a video about how he was doing all this, and I'm chilling in my pool. Like we like to be entertaining, but he's probably one of my biggest rivals. Fly Nine Noriega is another one because we just keep seeing each other in locker rooms, so we always try and make as much content as possible. Um, and every time we get in the ring, I feel like we deliver. And then most recently, I have to say Gabe Baez, the man of his word. We kept going back and forth, and I think honestly, at some points there might have been some friction between us, and I don't know if that was like because we both wanted to get so much better, so we're competing against each other. But we have wrestled now twice against each other, and we have been waiting to do that for so long. And I screwed him out of a match like 3 years ago. He screwed me out of a match. We it's been a while. This rivalry has been building up, and I think once we finally wrestled each other now twice, I think we kind of beat some respect into each other, even though we always kind of had respect. But it's that thing where you're so passionate and you're competitive that now we just like anytime we go there, we're like, okay, dude, sorry if I hit you. We'll say sorry after. And then we just go at it. And it's just one of those like friendships and like rivalries that you want, you know? And they always bring out the best in me. So I'm very, you know, appreciative of those rivalries. So
Yep. Now, which match out of all the matches in your career are you most proud of? The match that you would tell people if you had to recommend one match for people to see?
yeah. Oof. It's either oh, there's a lot of matches. It's either me versus the Taino Warrior Brian Matthews, where he wins back the title, the one I've been talking about a lot. Just because I think that we delivered on all aspects of what we were supposed to, and just the reaction at the end when he wins, it's just like that. You can't write a better ending to a story there. And if not that one, then one that's most recent because that one was last year. I like me versus Aiden Blaze. He's this very talented kid from Pennsylvania, and I know his dad too. Um, we tore the house down. I didn't even know I was wrestling him that day, and we found out. We put a match together. Everything was crisp. There was no wasted motion. There was no getting lost. We both knew what we had to do. He's a very talented kid, and that's one that I would suggest as well. So those two pop in my head, and they're both me as a heel. So, so
Who would you like to wrestle one day?
ooh, I have a list. I got like a list of guys I want to wrestle. So I want to wrestle. I want to test myself against KC Navarro. I definitely think and he kind of put me under his wing a little bit. So I definitely want to see if I can hang with KC. His former tag partner AJ Francis, I've been calling that guy out forever, and he actually wants to have the match. We just got to find the place. Matt Cardona's one. I wanna see, and Tommy Invincible. I keep trying to call this guy out. He sees my stuff. I know he likes the stuff I'm putting out, and I know he sees it. So I'm trying my best, and I keep trying. I keep calling him out. I've actually been in contact with like him and his folks, and like I think there's something there. Um, I hope there's something there because I think we could have an entertaining match. It's like the big guy from TikTok because that's how he kind of got known, and now he's proving why he should be on that level. But it would kind of be cool because I'm kind of the bad guy on TikTok, and he's the good guy, so it kind of be the two TikTok guys kind of going at it. So that's why I want to have that match because I think it would be cool, bring a lot of eyes, and the fans would like it. So
And where do you see your wrestling career going from here? Is there a certain organization that you'd like to eventually be at one day?
yeah, so I'm in this for the long run. I want to be signed. And I used to not like tell a lot of people that, but now I just speak it into existence. Like Like I want to be signed. I think I've proved myself. Of course, I still have work to do. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the best guy. I know I have to work on this or my cardio or this or that in the ring. You know, like I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I deserve. You know, no, I want to earn that. And you know, I wouldn't mind a WWE. I wouldn't mind an AEW. I wouldn't mind a TNA, NWA. But yeah, I just anybody who's willing to give me an opportunity, I want to make sure that they don't regret for giving me that opportunity. So, but yeah, I definitely want to be on TV one day. That's my goal.
And you and I recently had the opportunity to meet a few different people over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah,
The first one being WWE's Natalia. Can you
yeah.
tell me what it was like meeting Natalia and if she had any advice for you?
Oh, she was the best. The funny thing is I actually went up to her with this shirt on because I was just trying, you know, and I gave her one of my shirts. And that's what I try and do. I did that with Sheamus too. I just give them my shirt and try and get my name out there, but also just like a thank you kind of thing for entertaining me for so long. And she was like, "Of course I'll take this." Like she was the most down to earth person I've ever met. And she said to me when I walked up to her with this shirt, she goes, "Are you?" And I said, "Yes, I wrestle." And she goes, "I could tell." And I was like, that is the first thing that she said. And that just shows who she is. Like, that made my day because I wasn't expecting it. And then I asked her for advice, and she gave me so much. She was like, keep training, keep taking anything you can, any booking you can, take it. Get your reps in, get your name out there. Pretty much like kind of what I'm doing now, like make content, you know, get your name out there, take whatever you can and keep practicing and keep putting in your all. And it was, you know, we only had probably like a minute maybe to talk to her, but she made that minute feel like 10 minutes, you know. I was listening to her, mouth shut, ears open, as they say, and I was taking it all in. And you know, I started to follow what she said. So hopefully I can make her proud one day, and hopefully I'll see her in a locker room or something, and maybe she'll remember me. So
Yes, it was definitely great meeting Natalia. She's got a great new book out. She was so down to earth. She took the time with all her fans. It was awesome getting to meet Natalia.
yeah,
Another couple people that we got to meet as well was AEW's Tony Khan and Orange Cassidy. So tell us about meeting them.
yeah. So um, I met, you know, you were only a few people in front of me, so we were talking, which was awesome. But yeah, Tony Khan, Orange Cassidy. Believe it or not, I actually pretty much went there for like a job interview because I figured, okay, when's the next time I'm going to see Tony Khan? So I went there as like a job interview, dressed to the nines, you know, blazer, button down, jeans, boots, you know, you name it. I was there. And I had a folder, gave Tony Khan and Orange Cassidy the folder, and it had a resume. It had an 8x10 of myself. And on the side, it had a flash drive with a PowerPoint, pretty much pitching and saying why I feel like I'd be beneficial to AEW. Now, if anything comes out of it, who knows? Fingers crossed. But you know, at least I know I shot my shot and I did whatever I could. But Tony was very nice, very down to earth. He actually seemed to care. He was trying to get to understand the Cardinal character, and you know, even though it might have taken him a little bit, he was very like interested. Like he was not like stop until he got it right. And Orange Cassidy was good too. You know, he took a look at my resume. He was a very funny guy, and you know, like they both. Hopefully, that's not the last time I see them.
And what is it like when you get to meet your own fans and have interactions with them?
Yeah. So I used to when I was getting into the wrestling business because I'm usually a heel like 90% of the time. And I remember people would tell me, "Don't go out there. Don't go out there. You're a bad guy. You have to stay in character. This and that." And I let that go for maybe about a year. And then I tried to stay in character selling stuff, but then I'm like, I'm insulting these people and they're trying to buy something, even though they might be interested in it, and they like the playing character, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna be myself now. And it's been the best thing, like wrestling. I wrestle in my hometown every summer. They have like a national Pompton day, and I wrestle 3 times that day. And every time there's kids running around cheering me on. They come out with me, and that reminds me why I do it. When I get to meet those kids who look up to me, who want to be a wrestler, who want to follow their dreams. They look at this kid who's from the same town who's doing it. So that's very bittersweet, when you get to meet them. You have the little kids stop by, you bend down, sign something for them. That's pretty cool. And then just like, I'm very appreciative that people actually seem to care about me and things like that, because like I'm just I I'm just a kid following my dream. I don't really think anything of it until like I get some fans that come by, bring me a Christmas gift. I had a couple fans bring me Christmas gifts, which was like a picture of us together. I've gotten like drinks before, like Prime bottles and stuff from fans, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like I'm just wrestling, like, but then I realized I'm making a connection with all these people, and that's why I try to, every time someone comes to my merch table, I look them in the eye, shake their hand, maybe give them a hug, and I just try to listen, because you don't know what someone's going through, and that interaction right there, those 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes could change their whole mindset, could change their life, and it could make their day. So I always am appreciative when someone wants to come up to me and talk. And yeah, bottom line, I love my fans. Like I wouldn't be here without them. I call them the Cardinal Country. So
I was just gonna ask, do you have a name for them? The Cardinal Country.
yeah, that's them.
Awesome. Well, I've got the Ransters. I like to call my fans the
There you
Ransters.
go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, what advice do you have for any aspiring wrestlers?
Ooh. Hold on. Let me can you see the back of my shirt? Can you see the back of my shirt? Or no? Do I have to stand up?
Yeah, I can see it.
It says believe in yourself. That's what I live by. Believe in yourself, never give up. Follow your dreams. I mean, you got to put in the work. Obviously, you got to go to a reputable, wrestling school. But I was told numerous times, no, this guy's better than you. Oh, you're hyping yourself up to a WWE level, and you're not even, doing it. And it's just, you gotta. What I do now is I see where it's coming from, try to understand that person's perspective, but then I let it go. Like I know my values, and that's where I think we all should. Don't. It's hard because I take things to heart, but when you really believe in something, and if somebody really wants to wrestle, that's where I'm like, believe in yourself, even if nobody else does. Never give up. That's why I love John Cena, because he was always about never giving up. And just stay true to it. Put in the work, but stay true to it. You'll get there. You'll be good. I promise you. I promise. It's worth it in the end. So,
And what would you like your ultimate legacy to be?
so I have a lot of things. I really want my legacy to be, when you think of my name, you think of, oh my God, he was talented. He's very talented. He could entertain the fans, but more so, I want them to remember me as the human being and how I was in the locker rooms, and how I'm a team player. I want to be there to help others. I want to help people escape reality in wrestling, because wrestling helps me escape reality 100%. And I just want people to like, just, I guess, respect the game, and I want people to think of me highly in a way where it's like, yeah, he was a really good guy. He put his all. He thought about others. He put the companies first. He put the promotions first, and he would do anything for anybody. That's kind of where I want it to be, and I also want to like on top of it, which is like totally a left field kind of thing, but I'm also like a very big advocate for mental health. So like I struggle with mental health, so I want to also make my legacy about you're not alone, you know, and like if no one's gonna talk to you, I'll talk to you, like reach out, and that's kind of how I want it to be. I want people to be able to feel comfortable if they're struggling, but I also want to be that helping hand, not only with that, but in a locker room and of course entertain the fans and you know leave it my all. And I want people to say I gave it my all. But yeah, I never really got asked that, so now I feel like I just made that like really emotional. I'm sorry. So,
And what are three fun facts about yourself?
ooh, ooh, fun facts. See, I'm not really a fun guy. All right. Fun facts. Like in wrestling or just in general?
Just in general, anything.
Just in general. Ooh, now you're really. I don't know. What is fun about me? You got me thinking. I don't even know. Fun facts. I like to collect wrestling figures and sports cards, if that's something. Um, I like to go golfing or watch hockey. So that's good. And I mean, it's not really fun. I mean, is that really fun? I like to work out. Is that fun? It can be, I guess. I don't know.
That's three facts about yourself.
It's three facts, but they're not fun. They're not fun facts. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I used to be called the pretty boy, if that's a fun fact. So that could be fun. I
Yeah.
switched it. But
Here's another fun fact. Everyone on the Mike Rand show cannot escape the show without going through the lightning round.
oh
And we're going
sweet.
to play it right now.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I'm going to name you two things and you tell me which one you prefer.
Oh, I love this.
Actually, which is more embarrassing? If you
Okay.
spill coffee on yourself or trip over nothing in public?
I'll have to say trip over nothing because I don't like coffee.
Do you prefer comic books or video games?
Video games.
Would you rather have a botched entrance music or pyros that don't go off?
Botched entrance music. 100%.
Do you prefer loud or quiet?
Loud.
Would you rather wear a cape or a mask?
Cape. Cape.
Would you accidentally call someone, what is more embarrassing? Would you actually accidentally call someone their real name during a wrestling match or forgetting a line mid-promo?
Forgetting a line mid promo.
What would you rather do? Dip everything in ketchup or dip everything in chocolate?
Dip everything in chocolate. I'll take the risk. Take the risk.
Would you rather talk everything in movie quotes or sing everything that you say?
Mm. Mm. Talk everything in movie quotes. I can't sing.
Would you rather go on an early morning flight or late night drive?
Early morning flight.
Which is a better ringtone? A chicken clucking or ducks quacking?
Oh, they're both bad. They're both terrible. I
Or
guess
a cardinal tweeting?
I'll say a cardinal tweeting, but if not, then a duck quacking because it's not as annoying.
Which would you rather do? Only walk sideways or walk on your hands?
Only walk sideways. Oh my god, no.
And if you had to, which would you rather do? Replace your furniture with trampolines or your doors as slides?
Hmm. Uh, mm. Doors as slides. I don't want to be bouncing on a couch, you know?
Yeah, as you're watching TV.
Yeah, and you're
You
bouncing.
slide into your house, that seems cooler.
Yeah, exactly. And if I'm walking sideways, then it kind of it kind of works.
Yeah, and going up and down the stairs, you can,
Yeah,
down the slide.
yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Do you have any upcoming events that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so I have two before the year ends. I have Super Gorillas Wrestling. They're on December 6th. I believe that show is going to be in Camden, New Jersey. I'm not too sure if that's confirmed yet, but I believe that is where it's going to be. And then on December 27th, I have Wrestling and Recovery's Holiday Havoc show, and that is in Avenel, New Jersey. So those are the last two places I will be for the rest of the year, and then we get started with 2026.
And how can everybody follow you on social media to keep up with you?
Yeah, so on Instagram and TikTok, it is at NT Cardinal. I usually post on those two the most. Facebook is just Nick Thompson. X is at Real N Thompson, I believe. I don't really use it. I think it's that. And then YouTube is Real N Thompson as well, or Real Nick Thompson. Just type in the Cardinal Nick Thompson, you'll find me there.
And you guys can follow me on Facebook. I'm official Mike Rand. On Instagram, official Mike Rand. On X, it's Mike Rand.com, like the website MikeRand.com. Also, you can follow us on YouTube at official Mike Rand or youtube.com/the Mike Rand. And on Apple Podcasts, I'm on SoundCloud. I'm everywhere. I don't know. Look me up, find me, and watch and spread
Yeah.
the word. Thank you again for joining us here today. And everybody, we will talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.